So it's a tough movie, Shut-In is, to talk about without spoiling too much.
Yeah.
But what were some of the themes that you wanted to get across in terms of the atmosphere and that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a tough movie to talk about without giving too much away. I mean, it's a psychological thriller, and it's full of twists and turns. I think the theme of isolation comes through very much. There's themes of guilt, particularly with Naomi's character and her relationship with Stephen, her stepson. She feels responsible for what happened to him, which then forces her into sort of taking care of him 24/7, so dealing with things from a physical point of view, but also on an emotional level. And then it's that combination that sort of starts to unravel as the movie goes on, and leads to lots of things happening.
Is there an art to acting as still as you do throughout much of the film? Because your character is paralyzed most of the time. So is there any trick to that?
Yeah, I think it is. It was, that was the challenge of the role, which is really interesting, was to, normally you're trying so hard to have things going on behind the eyes, to have movement, to have character, and this was the complete opposite. It was like, it was trying to, do the complete opposite, to have no movement. I watched videos and, and I kind of replicated and just tried to physicalize this as much as possible. But also, I think what's hard is trying to show a relationship when you can't, you're immobile. So yeah, I think that was the challenge of the movie.
What was the atmosphere like on set, though? Because obviously small cast, claustrophobic setting. I mean, what was it like shooting some of these scenes?
Well, to be honest, it was the polar opposite of what you actually see on screen, and I think in many ways it needs to be that. I mean, I always try to keep it quite a light-hearted set anyway. I don't take myself too seriously, even though I take the work seriously. And we had some great characters around us. Our DP, Yves Boulanger, who shot great movies like Dallas Buyers and Wild and Brooklyn, and he's a crazy French Canadian who has no filter, so what he thinks comes straight out of his mouth. So it was kind of riotous at times in terms of laughter and humour. But I think
when we
that
actually filmed, though,
but you need that counterpoint, because if you're as dark as the material
very
is
solemn,
dark for several weeks shooting, it's relentless. So you need to kind of break that.
I think people also, there you want that enjoyment, enjoyment in your work, to push and give positivity to everyone. Morale, isn't it? You're making this as a group. I mean, this was my first movie, but what I learned was, each movie is like, they are like family. You get so close to these people because you spend so much time with them in such a short amount of time, and having to be vulnerable around them and having to everyone to kind of work to a bigger thing. If it was like hell, anything, you don't want to come to work, do you? If your work
it just sap the energy from you. And you need energy. Filmmaking is very, very difficult.
What was the relationship like between you and Naomi on set? Because obviously the characters have so much going on.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we bonded so well. Yeah. I spent a lot of time. I don't know. We had a great relationship. She was, because like I said, first movie, there is nervous. It's like, am I going to be able to do this? I'd never trained before, and it was like, you've been given the opportunity to do this role. And she was just so supportive, for someone who's done so much work, would give so much time to me, and that, just creates a bond, between the two of you. You're both trying to make this the best it can be, and I think bonds are important, to feel comfortable, to feel like you can take risks, or, in any work, and be safe,